How's everybody? How's it, everybody? Our first time doing this. It's pretty interesting. Um, yes, I'm gonna start doing these streams a little bit more often. We're busy looking at the. Just want to change these settings real quick here. We caught a euro buy this morning or a euro sell this morning. Actually saw price that sell off quite aggressively to the downside. I'm going to show you guys now. I just want to change the settings here. I don't know why it's all changed. Yeah, beautiful setup. We did send this with our students this morning. I mean, I can show you as well. We caught this on stream with the live streams that we do. If you guys can see that, I mean, I sent the setup. Eurusd sells at that point, and we absolutely ripped the market to the downside. I mean, 71 hits off, and the news came in and actually obviously just knocked that market down. And we made a nice little profit on the trade. So now I'm just looking if there is any next opportunities that are arising. We were looking at GU. Again, we see that it did rotate off that level. Ideally, we were looking for sales actually at that point. After the little break, Eurusd is something we're also keeping in mind of. Could possibly get a B3 model here. Ideally, when we wanted to get entered, would have liked ideally to get entered there and then aim for that 27 mark with stops just above, even if we entered at that point. So I think I'm just going to be patient on this idea. Hope you guys can hear me. Just want to see if it's capturing the audio. Can you guys hear me in the chat? I don't know. Yeah, ideally we're looking for GU sales here. So basically, if you guys don't know what happened this morning and how price reacted, it's quite interesting to see. Um, obviously yesterday, that whole week, Friday, there wasn't even NFP that struck. It was shifted to this Friday that's coming because obviously, if you guys haven't noticed already, I mean, the US market is on shutdown because of the Federal Reserve. So then a bit of arguments here and there. So what ideally happened this morning is for the Japan, if we go take a look at the yen market, I mean, absolute rippers. Um, for example, GU. I mean, let's go to USD JPY and GBP JPY. We can clearly see that price spiked quite aggressively to the top side, right? Um, Price spiked quite aggressively to the top side, and we saw that little gap here. And that's also if we take a look at GJ, exact same situation. And this is why it's important to actually connect your technical analysis with your economics. Let me just go here. I'm just going to change the tunes here. I don't know if can you guys hear me? I'm not too sure. I'm just looking in the live chat if I'm able to be heard here. Let me know in the live chat if you don't mind. First time doing this, by the way. Definitely will do it a lot more. Um, Let me know what you guys think. Okay, awesome. Thanks, Hunter. Lovely stuff. So ideally, we were looking forward to use sales here. We saw that the rotation off this level. What happened this morning with GJ was that price. Okay, cool. So this is, just want to turn it a bit down. If that's too loud. Yeah, sick. Happened with GJ is actually in the Japanese, markets and Japanese country, um, Japan. There was this lady over here was the first lady to be elected and actually basically run the government in a sense. Japanese weekend because of Sen election as the leader of Japan's ruling LDP. Okay. Um, yeah, so obviously that is a massive thing because uncertainty is the first time that that's ever occurred where a woman is running and has the leader of Japan's ruling LDP, and people are uncertain what's going to happen next, especially in the market. I mean, we could see psychological mark at 150 basis points for USD JPY is ideally where they're looking for it, right? And that's currently where we ran down to. Okay, USD JPY obviously, I mean, ran up to USD JPY, very, very much positive. And not only that, I mean, if we look at how the news affected the dollar, absolutely skyrocket to the top side here. Watching price almost hit that 9.200 mark once again, maybe rotate and we see that break out over here. So what I'm expecting is with this bullish momentum, I don't mind that GU's kind of stalling out here. Ideally, I would look for, my whole point is definitely sells on these ideas. We have broken above previous day high. Okay, actually rotated quite nicely off it. And this was a setup for DXY as well. Yeah, bounced, rotated. Now we've already pulled back slightly. I want to see how price is going to act out of these two levels over here. You know, is it going to break above and then continue? Or are we going to pull back into this little zone here, into the EMA dragon on the 5 minutes? Okay, if we see the EMA drag into the 5 minute again, we can see price on the GU kind of holding that area. So yeah, let's see what happens. I think we're going to just be patient here. See what happens. Ideally, gold's running almost at $4,000 per ounce. If you guys know a little bit about investing or just the market in general, I mean, this is heavy. You know, for gold to run to almost $4,000 per ounce in such a short duration of time as well. $4,000 is not cheap. That's almost like 100K per ounce. You know, that's like 60, 80,000 Rand, somewhere around there. So we want to see GU obviously hold, rotate, and then maybe look for sells. Ideally, that's the whole point behind this. One thing, remember, it's important to identify red flags in your ideas. So 4 hour doesn't really have a bullish wick. So what I'm expecting is maybe price to pull back a little bit more, create its bullish wick, and then hopefully rotate to break. We've already broken previous day lows. We've broken, basically, this is today, weekly lows on GU are down here. So if we can break weekly lows, we'll see a major change of structure in the market. Um, we've already been heading bearish. Ideally, I mean, overall, on the 4 hour here, we can see market is bearish. So ideally, we want to see price extend to that weekly low of last week. But we don't want to enter for the sake of it. We want to see how the market's going to act. Euro USD, I just want to show you guys the trade that we took on Euro USD with our students. Or the idea at least that was presented was this little setup over here. Plus putting back into overnight high, touching EMA, which is beautiful, and 61 area, and then seeing that rotation. Obviously, news did come spike this thing downwards, but I did have a feeling, regardless of news, that this thing was going to rotate lower. too late to buy gold now. If gold's at its highs, really what Alvi was explaining to my students this morning is that it likes to play off Asian range. So yes, Friday was a really good setup, breaking above Asian range, pulling back at New York, and then rotating off that EMA. If you guys want a little tool or an indicator that really does help, it's the 50 EMA. 50 EMA is an amazing tool, especially for gold. I mean, we can just see the amount of times it plays off it. I mean, yeah, played off it, played off it. Yeah, broke through, okay, cool, but played off it, played off it, played off it, broke through, played off it, broke through once again, played off it, and rotated higher. So gold, it's a little bit extended during Asian session now this morning. We want to see maybe a bit of a slight pullback at least. I'd wait for price almost align with that 30-minute EMA. That would probably be best, eh? SGU maintenance for our week. We're up 20K for the day, so that's really cool. 20,000. Be a bit patient with GU here. I don't like that it's struggling too much at the overnight low little sector. New 30-minute candle obviously just opened up, and that's why we're getting this spike in price. We're going to get close to that 5-minute EMA. Price can kind of rotate around about here. That would probably be a bit better. What's the 10-minute doing? Yeah, 10 minutes is probably a little bit better. And I would probably take a V2 model. So if you're looking at this, V2, not enter straight as price touches, maybe rotate, get a closure, and then we can look to get into it. Getting initial reaction off that 5. Let's see how this 5 holds. That time trip. So we're currently just waiting for that 5. Anyone else got their ideas? What are they looking at? I don't know how many people are on this live at the moment. Have you guys caught any trades today? So why the euro market so much? If you guys don't know, it was actually because of Let's go back here to see what they're saying. Sterling, where is it? Yes, the French Prime Minister set steps down, so he was in office for about a month. Getting a beautiful reaction out of here. Let's see how this 5 closes. Before it shut down a hunter, that's unfortunate. But GU doesn't look like a bad idea here either. Not in. Let's just see how this 5-minute closes. I would have liked the 10 minutes. Because the new 10 minutes opening, so that's why I'm just waiting. Okay, let's see how this next 5 reacts. So let's send this to my Discord. Hey, April stats here for GU. Remember, we have using everything data driven in terms of our strategy, guys, and what we're teaching you guys. So here, the stats aren't too crazy for GU. I mean, it did break above, and we had a 25% chance. What was on Eurusd now? Yeah, GU. Okay, I don't mind that reaction. Just don't want it to rotate too low. We got 4 more minutes to the 15-minute candle. Let's see what the next 15 does. If we can get a spike up, might even look to get some size on this idea. Just a little push up, and we can look to maybe get in around about here with stops just above that EMA level. We'd watch it on the 10, manage it on the 10, and then if we can get a 1 to 2, ideally that would be great. And almost 3.5 or 3.5 if price extends itself. Shots on the yes, ideally we're just waiting for this next 15-minute count to push up and then maybe rotate low off that. But something we got to keep in mind, guys, is obviously the rotation off this level here the whole time. So we need to see some strong reaction once we get this next 15. I don't want to make it, so it can be here, but then my risk reward becomes less trying to target that 27 mark. So my management style is I manage on the EMA, so ideally, remember, this is psychological stops. I always have a side like psychological stop is if price rotates till this point. Remember, I've got the 5-minute EMA to manage as well. If price breaks above the 5, I might even look to cut it. This thing's selling off aggressively here now, so let's see if this next 15 can pull back. See if we can get a pullback here, guys. Do you copy trade, and if not, would you recommend an app? Copy trade accounts, is that what you mean? Like cross over them? I have some small size on this idea. I want to get full risk on at least 1% at this point. So I'm hoping for a little bit of a pullback here on the 15. We are traveling lower. See if we can get a little bit of a push here. So I got 0.2% on here, not even 1%. So I wouldn't even consider that an entry. I just started tracking off that 3 on this candle here. But yeah, so I don't even have much size on. I want to see this thing pull back a little bit. If I can get my full size on that, risking 1%. Ideally, I'd put it there, same stop, and then target that lows. It's kind of where I want it now at this moment. So if we can just pull up a little bit higher, about that level, move this here so you guys can see that. Can't we get into like, yeah. Then obviously I can't share my screen and the entry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like a paper trade of where I would have entered on this idea. Yeah, because my broker doesn't have trading view prices. Okay, and then units. 5, 300. I don't mind that. I'm on the small little rotation. We're going to put on, we've got 0.2% on this idea at this area. Let's see this next trade that we're going to take. How's it, Neville? Cruise, yes, I do copy accounts. I haven't copied in a minute though. I've been like focusing on one individual account at the moment because usually what I do is I push them up and then I sit on a payout. I'm going to put a bit of size on it at this point. So that's 0.5% on, so we only have about 2% running at the moment. Well, this isn't exactly right. If I could shift it, don't think I can shift it. I got entered up here a little bit. Don't know why there's spread on paper trading. So guys, this is just the paper trading. I can't show both of the things at the same time. So I'm just putting this in because I put a 3 lot on this idea. So I'm only risking 0.6 at the moment on a different account. So we already made 20k today. Now this is on a small funded. My entries over here, the second one. So this is a little bit too low from where I actually entered. I want to see price react off that on this 10 year to react lower. I'm seeing a bit of rejection in the market, so I mean, not down that. No. Coming back to break even on the first entry too. Just gonna remove that. The DXY is struggling a little bit. The broker I use, what? A cruise. I'll let you know now. There's quite a few. And I actually haven't used it in a while. And the copy, because I trade my accounts individually on a day. I don't, if I have too many accounts, then yeah. Do you think trading market speculation is AI proof? Depends, bro. What are you talking about? AI automations like bots? Is that what you're saying? 100%. I'll definitely do psychological video. But it all comes down if you have like over risking and stuff like that, of course it's gonna um mess you up with your entries, how much you're risking. Like, even if I take a loss on this idea, I'm not phased because it's less than 1%, of my whole account. If you're flipping accounts, then it does become emotional and difficult to manage your psychology and your mental capacity because you're not gambling. But yeah, definitely will do a video on that, bro. So this isn't right. I don't know why this thing's showing this, but this is if it hits my take profit. Didn't really know how to work out the units. Guessing it's by times by 10. But if this hits profits, we're looking at about $1,300, $1,400. Yeah, we'd like to see a rotation. If we see a crack above this, I might even cut the trade a little bit early. It might drag a little bit higher here. I really like that 30-minute rotating off that overnight low, and that's what I was kind of explaining early on. It's just something that I watch out for. So we kind of need to rotate off it now, or we'll see a rotation back to the top side here on up pairs, and with DXY is kind of faulting down to the downside. It had it boost, it's probably going to correct. So I'm watching the 10 for management. Let's see how this 5 closes, this 3 actually. Management level, I'm going to cut idea just before there. So I'm taking even less than a 0.6. So I'd cut it around about there. Market's bullish. We had already a bearish run on the GU and EU. Prices extending down there. Just would have liked it to see it hold a little bit more aggressively at that point. Holding there, and then we've got that rotation. Nice, good rotation on that 15. But is my screen blurry? Quality's not that good. Remember, this is not accurate at this point. My entry is over here. Just want to see what Goldus it does today. You get a strong rotation off here, we could still sell off. Only thing is that our candle's closing bullish. It's not the best idea. I'm just being patient here for this next hour candle to open. And there we go. There we go, a bit of nice price action to the downside here. So obviously the hour candle, what we got to keep in mind is the hour candle doesn't have a bullish wick. So we did get a nice rotation of that 5, but we've got to keep in mind of that bullish wick and no bullish wick on the top there. Let me just close this and put a sell there. Sorry. Oh, see there, it doesn't even put where I am. I am ideally here, that's my entry. Don't know why this thing is. Why is it like spread on the freaking. So it's almost accurate. Yo. Okay, no worries. What time is it? Okay, cool. I'll jump on, just tell him I'll be there 15 minutes. Okay, cool. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring my stops even a bit tighter. This thing does rotate back to where it was. I'm not going to be happy. Just to show you, running a little bit of profits here. Not too crazy. We're getting a nice little rotation here now, so. So ideally what you're looking for is watching this price in the 4 hour. There's that 4 hour candle still flipping. Made its bullish wick, which is exactly what we wanted. We want to see this rotation to the downside here. If this 5 can hold, if this hour can hold, which is not likely all the time, because 10 to 1, you'll see most candles have a bullish wick. And again, for the new viewers, how's it? Welcome, everybody. My entry is at this level here. Obviously, I'm just paper trading it here because I can't share both screens. On OBS, some entries there. We're running a bit profits there. I've just cut my risk. We were only put about 0.5%. We already made a bit of money this morning on Eurusd. So I mean, we're just putting a little bit of risk on because it's the first stream here. It's an idea that I built with my students this morning. We're seeing nice price reaction off. This one to you. Yeah. Okay, that 5 held nicely. Price reacted off that 5-minute EMA quite nicely. There we go. Beautiful reactions. Come on, let's keep on going down. Quad running $150 so far. Price just needs to keep on holding it. Only thing, guys, as well with this idea and why I'm looking to maybe cut it a bit shorter is over here. Can we see that there's a massive gap on the market over here because of the open this early morning? You know, when market opened, there's this massive gap. And price was about to fill it out, and then obviously that news came through. So it is a B grade idea and what I'm taking. So it's not, that's why I don't put on too much risk. Because we've got a gap. Price broke above Asian range first, then the news came in and kind of sold the market off. So there's a few red flags. That's an idea. Red flags don't make me not take the trade at all, and it just makes me wary of the idea and my management style behind it. So we can manage this already off the. I'm going to manage this off the 5 and 3-minute EMA and watching our price react off there. If we can get a crack below this level, we should start to run, you know, further down. So I'm just keeping an eye out for that little low there. And if we break that, we should continue to run. The next low that we need to watch out for is this one here. But we are running profits. We are in profits. So we are Gucci. And we can cut this trade quick as well. If this thing starts to rotate, we can cut it quick as well. You know, even at break even. If we crack below this, I might put on a little bit and it holds this nicely. I might put on full risk, but at the moment I'm only at 0.5 risk originally, but now because of our stop loss being tightened even more, it's a very tight stop loss because we don't want to see this thing rotate. So I'll stop here. You know, we cut our risk down to 0.2%. Yeah, so our risk to reward is already sitting at 1 to 5. Which is really good. Original stop was up here, so it would have made it a 1 to 3, but we're only at 0.5, so ideally we're making like 1.5% on this trade. But beautiful reaction, selling off nicely here. Let's see if we can hold price. 4 hours looking good. Let's drop down to the hour time frame. Hour 10 frames holding. We need to crack below this low and hold that low. We don't want to see a liquidation happen there. Okay, we don't want to see a liquidation of this level because then price will start to rotate. It's like bouncing off overnight low the whole time. So we're going to keep that in mind. But we are running so far nicely. We had a beautiful reaction off that 5-minute EMA too. We're running about $258 in profits, 210. So it's nothing crazy, very small risk. Got about 2 ideas in. As I said, we've got 2 little points of entry. Okay, good. Next 5-minute held quite nicely. Bearish. Now we can see the rotation further down here. If we can rotate and break that low, we should be okay. 10-minute is just opened. We're going to bring our stops even a little bit tighter in here. I'll put it at that point, so now we're at even lower risk. I don't want to see this thing rotate. As much as I feel like it could, I'll take two. On my side, it will be $100 loss. Let's check it. Let's see, yeah, about $100 loss. It's not bad at all. Wait. Yeah, nothing crazy. 150, sorry. But we need to see that rotation here. We're also trading between sessions, guys. That's why the volume's not as fast. Nice reaction. Come on, keep on pressing down. Keep on pressing down. Running about $400 profit at the moment. This thing's completely wrong. Yeah, sorry, I didn't know. I just wanted to show Dealy a little bit of this is paper trading. I couldn't share both screens. My entry's up here. I've got another entry over here. Roundabout. Let's see if that is right. Okay, well the second where the entry is, that's my second entry. So Delia to the right. So that's my. So that's where my second entry is roundabout. Shot Matthew. Yeah, so it does look like it can tank, but as I said to the rest of the guys, welcome to all the new viewers. We've got gaps up here on the market that we need to keep in mind of. There's a bit of red flags that price is bouncing off overnight low the whole time. So it's something that we've got to keep in mind of. And ideally, our original risk was up here, but we're going to cut it a bit early if we do see this thing rotate. We already made money on EU this morning. I'm just to show you where EU's price was. And our trade that we took absolute beaut. Wasn't that there? We cut our trade here. So I mean, that was already a 1 to 5 that we caught this morning with our students. It's a beautiful, beautiful trade that happened there. This is just a trade because of it's the first day that I'm doing a live stream, and I definitely will do them more. Guys seem to like it. See, that's kind of what you don't want to see. You know, you don't want to see that price rotate like that. Because the reason why this is happening, as I said, I mean, most candles, what do they want to do? They want to create a bullish wick. This thing just opened and went sold off straight away. So we've got to keep in mind of that. If this thing does crack those lows, I mean, we are bouncing on overnight low. That's the thing. So overnight basically means Asian range low. And that's what I have this little indicator here showing me. We want to see a crack and hold below that level. You know, every time we've gotten to it, can you see that we've kind of like bounced off it? So I don't know how this thing's going. Even shorten my TP here to, you can rotate to the 27 just to look pretty good. See, we don't want that. Matthew, if you want to join our inner circle, bro, just you'll see in I think it should be in my bio description of this video or description of my other videos to book a call with me and see if you're qualified to join our team. Everything we do is back tested. Everything we do is, you know, first hand. I mean, I'm not gonna be scared to take a loss on stream. That's not the worry. The worry, actually, there's no worries. You know, I mean, I've put 0.5 risk on you. Let's see if we can change this to lots here. Yo, Justin, how you, bro? I think we can change it, yeah. %, Justin. No, lovely stuff, man. Yeah, we already caught a Euro USD sell this morning. And this, I'm just taking a smaller trade on my funded account that I haven't used in a minute. Because it's the first time we're on stream doing live stream on YouTube, so pretty keen to keep on doing this more and more. Seems like you guys enjoy it. Yeah, no, Justin, you've told me that before. You don't trade Mondays, but no, that's perfect. BE, lovely stuff. Phase two, almost done with that. Awesome, bro. Yeah, I made on my funded today the 20K, and then I've copied that over. Well, I've taken the same trade on my personal cap, made about 30, 40 grand on that. And then again, this is just my other past funded accounts I haven't used in a minute. So well done. BE is a good day, bro. I'd rather take a BE than a loss, you know. Five's holding it good, but we need some volume pushing to the downside here, man. We are trading between sessions, so I mean, I don't blame the market for moving sideways like this. Come on, give us that little break there. Yeah, we do. I do still trade German 40. I just haven't looked at it since we've broken to all-time highs and price kind of stalling out. I took a look at it this morning, but yeah, this price was like too stalled out for me to look for a position. So yeah, CFDs and futures trading. CFD, I would say futures trading is cleaner, especially if you go into the indices space. But I mean, don't get shiny coin syndrome because you see American traders trading futures. You know, it's not like it's crazy. I mean, you can still make money off CFDs like Eurusd, Gbpusd. They trade like options in, the industry market like Nasdaq, USD. But yeah, I think, but usually with future trading, you see these guys that trade futures. You've got to have a little bit of a bigger account. And secondly, most of these guys, like you'll see online that are trading futures, are trading on very small time frames. They look at like the 1 second chart, 30-second chart, and then the 1 minute, and that's like how they're trading. So understand why you would maybe look there, but for me personally, I just can't trade so short on such a short time frame because then it becomes, for me, it feels like very much like gambling. You're entering a trade hoping this thing is ripping or not. You know, the guys make cash, but yeah, for me, I just personally feel like I can't trade on a 30-second chart. That thing's like way too quick. It's waiting for price to rotate. Come this 5 needs to push down now. Needs to break this low. The reason why we're getting so much reaction is again as if welcome to all the new viewers. If you like, subscribe, turn that notification bell. We'll definitely do more live streams in the future. But the reason why we're looking at G here is we've got this gap that needs to be filled out that hasn't really been filled out. But yeah, we're taking a short in terms of the idea that we built up this morning. We've already made a little bit of money. We made quite a bit of money this morning with our students. And then obviously this is the first time I'm going live, doing a live stream. So I wanted to do it with you guys. Take a small little position. If we take a loss, we only got about 0.5% risk on this idea. So we're not risking anything too crazy. Um, it's not chilled music, man. Patiently waiting. And if price does break above, we might even cut it. Um, yeah, we might even look to cut it a bit earlier. 3 minute EMA is looking like a good management tool. EMA is dragging. If 3 minute EMA can drag to where our position is, then we can at least manage this the first the up position up here a bit better too. Not the best 5 minute closure. We'll look to, yeah, management. Ideally, just 3 minutes can come here. We're just really getting stalling out action here at the bottom, and the reason being is just so we got that red flag of our candle not really having any bullish wick, So we're keeping in mind of that, and that's why we might even look to cut the position if this thing doesn't rotate lower and break below. We are trading between sessions, so I mean, as I said, I can't blame that the market is so slow and stalling out. Guys, this is why managing position is just very important because anyone can take a winning trade. Anyone can just take a position, expect to be in profits, run, but then, hold the trade because it's not hitting their TP. I think for myself, even if it breaks above this high here, I'm going to cut this first position here that we have loaded at this point. I don't even want to take a small loss if it comes down to that. Yeah, took that small little position out, and then I'm going to put this. So this one's out. I'm just going to leave that there for now. That one's out. Just cut that position, and I'm going to hold my stops even closer. I put my stops at break even on this idea. So just to show that I'm putting a break even. The trade's not there. The trade is there. Yeah, because ideally, you don't want to see yourself in a position in profits and then all the way it goes back and then you think hoping that this thing's still going to sell down, still going to sell down, and that's why you're going to um, try and make money because you were looking at profits and then the thing rotated on you. Rather learn to cut a position if it is turning against you. Yes, okay, cool, I might not make as much profits now because I cut this position even though it might even rotate. But the point is I'm protecting my downside risk. That's the most important part. Protecting your downside risk is the most important part because that's where, you know, um, how to stay ahead of the markets. Okay, I might even get tagged out at this position at break even. And it's because of those red flags. So we needed a straight initial reaction out of the market, pushing against this our candle not having a bearish wick, a bullish wick. Okay, we saw one, two, three, four, five, six candles all reject this little lower level here. I'm gonna get tagged out here now soon, guys. At break even. So break even day overall on this, well, not break even day overall, but break even day on this live stream. But what I'm basically saying is identifying red flags in your ideas is actually not always a bad thing because it can help you manage your trade a little bit better. If this thing doesn't rotate off this 5 minute EMA, we're definitely going to just start buying up and this out candle is going to switch bullish. Okay. So what you can maybe learn is that taking a full loss isn't always necessary. I mean, I don't always take a full loss on my ideas. And you can see that I take 0.5, 0.2, zero point 0.3, even if I put 1% risk on. And that's how I'm able to stay ahead of the markets. I'm going to show you a quick um, let me get it on the other side here quick first. Give me 2 seconds. Yeah, let me update this. This is one of my 2 mil accounts. Uh, I just want to make sure that the thing is connected. Auto sync here. So again, auto sync. This is a platform myself and my partner developed. It auto syncs. So you can see MetaTrader 5 is linked. So every trade is put on here. Just wait, it should be loading soon. And this was still yesterday. quite a while back. Let's go to this account here. There we go. There you go, it loaded. So check here. You see, I took a total of 9 trades. My win percentage is 55%, but yet my profit is above again. Yes, okay, maybe that's only 1%. But during these occasions, I'm cutting my loss a lot shorter than what it's supposed to be, ideally. So taking 9 trades, yes, you know, um, if I took a full loss on this idea, my P&L would have been a lot more. I mean, I'm risking 1% on an idea. Yeah, I took zero point 0.5. Yeah, I just got it back to break even. I took another percent loss here. This was zero point 0.5. Then I took a zero point 0.4. No, that's an extra 8 grand. So I took a 0.02, something like that. Loss that overall was down 1%. And then then I took another 1% win. At risk 0.5%, I took a 1% win, and then I took risk 0.5%, and I'm up to 22,000 Rand on this account. Okay, so it can show you that your win percentage doesn't have to be high if you learn how to manage your trades correctly. Let's check here. I probably got tagged out on this one now. Yeah, I got tagged out of that trade. Perfectly fine. Break even for me. Um, but ideally, that's what I'm trying to show you guys, is that if you just learn how to manage your trades correctly, you will 100% be more profitable than most traders, okay? Because you're not taking a full loss, you're cutting your idea shorter than what it's supposed to be, or originally risked. And this is how I'm staying ahead of the markets. This is how I'm teaching my guys how to manage their funded accounts, manage their personal accounts, whatever the case may be, and not to risk everything. How's it past it, Justin? Um, this isn't a platform. This is the platform myself and my partner developed. It's called Trade Nexus. It's not released as of yet. It's a data analytics platform, which is really cool. And this is a platform we developed, and you can see it's even got a calendar sector. It's got a trade log. Okay, it's got the statistics that I know. My best trades are coming from Euro USD, Gbpusd, and US30. Those are my best trades at the moment, as you can clearly see. My P&L by weekday, so Monday, obviously, looks like I've been profiting more. Tuesday, I haven't taken a trade. Wednesday, I took a loss. Thursday, so the whole point of a trader that actually stays ahead of the market, that is actually profitable, is someone that actually knows their data collection. And if you don't know your data in your trading, you're not going to be able to become profitable. And I've gone years and years and years of just going through my data and understanding exactly where I'm profiting, how am I staying above the market, why am I succeeding, and I'm teaching this exact same thing to my students. And we're giving our students the access to this platform as well. But I think I'm going to end it there. It was a good stream. We took a break-even trade today. The idea that we had was definitely there. I mean, again, it was to our rules. We saw overnight low break. We saw price obviously rotating lower. We had almost macros on our side as well in terms of if we go here quick, where is it now? It's the PM steps down. Okay, so if you want to go to it, here we go. The Prime Minister of the French market, well, the French France, sorry, resigned, and obviously that's why we had that massive dip in the market. We already made money on Euro USD this morning, this idea. Okay, so we made money this morning on this idea. Beautiful trade setup today. The second trade on stream, we took a break even. And yeah, so essentially it's a good day. Hope you learned something in terms of building data. Hope you learned something in terms of trade management, as that's how I'm staying ahead of the markets. And yeah, we'll leave it there. Peace out, everybody.